Egg diet along with fasting. I wonder what would happen. Let's try it and find out. Welcome back to week 7 of my weight loss journey. My doctor and I believe my starting weight was an enormous 445 pounds. That's just because my scale at home seems to be a little bit off, maybe by 10 pounds or so. So we're gonna try to fix that. We got a scale on the way, and I'm also hoping today might be the day that I can actually weigh myself on the digital scale. Now, I've also been testing out a fasting application on my phone, and I've had some pretty amazing results. I'm gonna get a follow-up video on that for next week. So be sure to hang on, because I always provide a weigh-in somewhere inside the video. So if that sounds interesting, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Now, what separates my egg fasting diet from other people's egg fasting diets is the fact that I've been fasting for on and off for about 7 weeks now. So this is this week 7, so 6 weeks prior. I initially started out with a 5-day water fast, and then I rolled into a 24-hour water fast. I carried that on through the following weeks with some varying results. And if you would like to find out some more about those, you can always follow my previous videos. Now, so far, many people have claimed to have lost over 10 pounds in a matter of 3 days. So we're gonna put this to the test and do it for 5 days. So let's get into what I did for the week. First of all, I got a bunch of eggs. I put them in boiling hot water. I boiled them for about 9 minutes. Then I immediately removed them, put them in a water bath, dried them off, put them in the fridge for later. Now, what I did for the remainder of the week is every morning at 6 o'clock, I would eat 3 eggs. And then at 11 o'clock, just before heading out to work, I would eat an additional 3 eggs. I would skip dinner, and then I would go through the entire night until 6 o'clock the next morning. I did that for 5 solid days. Now, for some reason, this fast was a lot harder than my 5-day water fast that I did previously, where I didn't consume any calories. I was just taking my vitamins and electrolytes, and that's all I did for 5 days. So the hardest part for me was around dinner time, because I am so used to just getting up in the morning, going to work, coming back home, eating dinner every night. And that's what I do as a truck driver. So my feeding window was incredibly short for this egg fast. I mean, it was between 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock every single day. And then everything after that was no food at all. And then what I did to mix this week up a little bit is I did some basic exercises with dumbbells, about 20-pound dumbbells, and I was mainly focusing on repetition instead of weight. And then I would play a silly game where, you know, I would just take something simple, maybe a ball, a sock, or one of the cat toys, and I would just walk around the house and I would just casually drop it on the floor, bend over and pick it up. And I would do that as many times as I could until I felt like my legs just couldn't handle it anymore. And so there's my exercise for the week. So again, let's keep in mind that my starting weight before I started this egg fast was about 379 pounds. And that was at my most recent doctor visit, which was just about a week ago. So during this whole process, I'd have to consume about 1.5 gallons of water a day for a person of my body weight. And when I got home every day, the first thing I would do is I'd make an electrolyte drink, and I'd consume that. And then if I didn't complete my 1.5 gallons, I would just finish it up right there at the dinner table. And unfortunately, there's no dinner, so, you know, I drank water instead. Now, there was one day I fell short on my water consumption, and I paid horribly for that. It's been raining a lot here in Alaska lately, and this is one of the most beautiful days we've had in about a week. And up here in Alaska, it's a dry climate, almost like a desert, but it's a little bit colder. Now, with that in mind, let's say it's cold and rainy outside, or, you know, it's even wintertime when it's really cold. We tend to forget to drink water. So this last week has been an actual struggle for me to remember to drink water every day. So once I got home, I'd basically make another electrolyte drink, and I'd finish up my 1.5 gallon water intake for the day. Now, every day I drank 1.5 gallons of water, and one day I didn't, and I kind of suffered for that. I wound up waking up with some serious leg cramps in my foot, my calf, and my inner thigh, and I had to go to the bathroom at the time, so it was pretty painful. So I guess my main point is, be sure to drink water. Now, I carried on this routine for the next 5 days, and Friday was a struggle. I mean, most of the week was actually a struggle, because when I got home, I was just wandering the house, opening up cabinets, checking in the fridge, and then I had to remind myself, I'm fasting. I need to just chill out a little bit, maybe go watch a movie and, you know, forget about it and relax for the rest of the night and go to bed. I think the biggest thing that helped me out the most was I got myself completely away from the kitchen. I tried to stay away from the kitchen as much as possible, because this was mentally hard for me. Now, since I started fasting 7 weeks ago, I have made it a point to make sure that I can do whatever I want on the weekends. The weekends are mine. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to eat unhealthy foods. It just means I can eat different foods, more foods, or, you know, I can enjoy a burger or a piece of pizza once in a while, and that's perfectly okay, because I know the following week, as soon as Monday starts, that's when work starts. That's when we go to work, and that's when I start controlling my fast. So last week, for instance, I did mix it up a little bit with my diet. I decided to eat some spaghetti for a change, some basic carbs, and man, they were delicious. I mean, I really enjoyed the carbs, and it was an extra treat. And what I was trying to do at that point was just confuse my body a little bit, so when I started the egg fast, I could just roll on into it and hopefully get the maximum benefit out of the eggs. Because the previous weeks I was doing mainly 24-hour fasting, and I'm only human, and once in a while I did make some mistakes. So not every single day of those 5 days was a 24-hour fast, and at that point I was only eating dinner, and I would carry on until dinner the next day, and so on through the week. You know, but once in a while, you know, work surprises us and they bring in a pizza, so all right, it's not a big deal. I had a couple pieces of pizza here and there, but most of all, I was sticking real hard to my 24-hour fast. And I guess the biggest thing is that I kept a calorie deficit. Just like this egg diet, for instance. It's a pretty big calorie deficit. You know, 3 eggs a day, each egg's about 80 calories a piece. That's a ridiculous low calorie deficit of 480 calories I consume per day. I guess the main goal of this egg fast was to literally shock my body and get it out of what it was used to when I was doing the 24-hour fast. Now, the nice thing about doing this egg fast the way I was doing it by skipping dinner is that my fasting was done mainly at nighttime when I was sleeping. Now, that's when my body would go into, you know, stage 1 and stage 2 fat burning. And in stage 2 fat burning, this is the process when your body is actively consuming its own body fat. That's fantastic news. Who wouldn't want to do that? Some of the other benefits to the egg fast is that it reduces a lot of the inflammation that most people tend to have. Now, I'm not too keen on the overall science of it all, so I digress. So let's go ahead and get on the scale and see what my weight is compared to what it was last week when I went to the doctor. And we're back again for another Saturday morning weigh-in. These little ding-dongs here won't let me sleep. These cats, they're just driving me nuts. It's about 4:30 in the morning. Before my cup of coffee, I like to get my weigh-ins done before I actually do anything. So spinning around, hop on this scale, see what we get. The scale is horrible. So, well, yeah, I don't trust this damn scale. Let's get off of this one. I might be lucky enough that my old digital scale is going to work, so we're going to slide that one over here and give it a shot. Trying to get a good angle on here, see if we can get this thing going. Alright, we're zeroed out. Wish me luck. Whoa, wait a sec. I can finally use this scale. I don't know what that means. There we go. 365.8. Huh. That's a lot of weight. I was 379 at the hospital not too long ago. Wow. Can you believe that? Eggs are really good for you, even the yolks. I mean, I really can't complain with those numbers. And I was super excited to see that I could get on that digital scale and it was going to read something. And I really can't wait for my next scale to show up. And that'll be a real treat to get some actual reliable weight on the scale. So when I was doing this egg fast, I felt pretty good for the most part. I did have some annoying things. I had some egg burps going on, and that was mainly just in the morning and early afternoon hours. Later on at night, about right around 7 or 8 o'clock every day, was when I started getting something called keto mouth. And that's when everything in your body is starting to work. You're starting to burn fat. And it just makes a horrible taste in your mouth. So I'd have to get up and drink some water, you know, try to rinse it out. I might actually brush my teeth 2 or 3 times before going to bed. But there is a bright side to getting keto breath. And that's actually just the fact that once you get keto breath and you know it and you know what it is, you know you're actually burning fat and, you know, things are working inside your body that's supposed to be working. Now that's hugely motivating because, you know, once you get that nasty taste in your mouth, you know that things are working, you're losing weight, you're on the right track, and you're gonna get better if you keep on going. So the only pains that I'm feeling lately are from doing my light exercises, my arms, my back muscles, you know, my legs from bending over. And I got a foot injury last week, so that's still a problem, but I think we kind of figured out a solution for it. So hopefully that'll improve in the upcoming weeks here. So if you have any insight on what I could possibly do for my next fast for next week, please drop it in the comments down below. I'm always looking for advice, and I'm always looking for more interesting ways to improve my situation. I'm still 365 pounds, and I got a long way to go before I reach my goal weight. So if you liked today's video or you found it useful, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with somebody you think it might help. Now what I did for the remainder of fucking shit. Okay. Man, it is gorgeous out here. If it's wood, fuck.